Good day everyone, it's a cold day so we are dressing warmly. We're going to be changing the exterior door handle on this 2004 Toyota Tacoma. Although this handle fits other Toyota vehicles as well, I'll list the part number right below here. That way you can look up the part number and then check compatibility with your vehicle. But it's a pretty universal door handle, so I've come to know, so it might just fit yours. Anyway, let's get started. First thing we need to do is remove this panel from the door. We're going to have a couple of screws here, one here on the door handle, as well as remove our electrical connections, speakers as well, and then we've got tabs on the outside of the door to loosen up as well. So let's take these off first. I'm going to use a set of these tools. They're nylon, they don't scratch as easy. They're a little bit nicer on your trim. I'll link some of these in the description. I'm just going to pop these off. And they may not come off as easy for you. Just give them a little bit of time. Once you get those circular covers removed, we got a Phillips head screw inside. Having a little magnet on hand isn't a bad idea. Comes right out. Comes right out. Now let's get our door handle off. Another Phillips head screw. Now we can pull our door handle all the way out. I'm going to do my best to show you what kind of connection we got here. So as you can see, we've got a rod right there, and that's sticking through that white plastic thing right there. And you can see behind it, we've got the rod hooking into this white plastic grip as well. So what we need to do is swing this plastic grip off of the rod, and then our handle will lift out. So I'm just trying to do that by hand. Yep, and it just kind of pops right off there. You see that? It just rolls out. Then our handle removes. Okay, we've got the door handle off, so let's remove this electrical panel. Take your pry tool, preferably the nylon, and you want to come in on this angle. Just kind of lift up, should pop out, and this slides this direction. You see that tab right there. And if we flip this over, we can see our electrical connections that we need to disconnect. So all I need to do is push this one in, pull that out, and then on this one, looks like we have a tab that pushes in. Let's pull that out. We've got our electrical disconnected. All right, now let's take this trim piece off. Should be pretty easy. Again, just take your nylon pry tool, come from the top, should pop out, and then lift up. That's what the back looks like. Now I'm going to be going around the door and just loosening up the push tabs that are connecting the panel to the door. So here, and you'll be able to hear them snap when you're getting to them. Okay, it looks like I got all of them, so now we'll just lift up. And we've got our speakers still connected, so we'll have to swing back behind, disconnect those, but they disconnect with a similar method as we use to disconnect the power windows and power locks. Here's how the door looks on the outside. You can see your connectors right here, so you can kind of gauge where to put your tool in order to snap the door off. Depending on if you're changing the door handle for the first time or maybe it's already been done before, you will probably encounter this protective plastic cover. This handle has been changed a couple times, so we've already got someone that has removed it, but if yours isn't removed, you're gonna need to remove at least this corner in order to get access to what we need to get access to. You can always seal it back up, and I'll see if I can find a link for a new plastic cover should you want one from Amazon. They're not required, but you know, keeping things nice and clean isn't a terrible thing either. All right, let's zoom in and see where we're going to be working. I'll try to do this as gracefully as possible. And here is where we are. We need to disconnect. See this pink connector right here with that rod on it? We need to disconnect that. And we also need to disconnect, get a screwdriver. We also need to disconnect this one right up here. So we need to do these two, and then we can pop the door handle out. Again, you can do that by hand, but I wanted you guys to see how that works without my fingers getting in the way. Okay, now knowing how this works down here, it's the same idea up here. And I'm just going to show you this. I already disconnected it, but This just moves back and forth. This snaps onto this rod. You can easily get your fingers up here and then just pull it back and disconnect it. So that's all I did. Now we'll use a 10mm to remove this bolt right here. Got that. Now there's an access hole right here for the other bolt. There we go. Now that we've got those bolts out and those rods disconnected, all we need to do is kind of lift up on the handle, pull out from the bottom, and we should be able to just kind of pull it down and work it out, just like that. And you can see the rod disconnected from this guy right here, and sometimes it likes to hold on. This is just a presser fitting. If it does want to stay connected, you just need to squeeze these together and push the rod down, and it comes right out. In my case, it just came out. Looking at old door handle versus new door handle, we can see that our locking mechanism needs to come off of our old door handle so we can place it on the new one. But that is no problem. It's simply held in place. There's a little metal key right here, some plastic, and then it's held right here. So all you need to do, just kind of twist it up and out. That's it. And it wouldn't be a bad idea, depending on how your mechanism looks, to throw some WD-40 on it, just to make sure it's lubricated and clean. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to show you how to fit it into this new one first. Let's go like that, and just move it over, and it's in there. All right, now that you've transferred your locking mechanism back onto your new handle, we just need to get it back in the door, and it's kind of just best to kind of get the bulky stuff in first, like so, and then it all just kind of, if you're lucky, falls into place, just like that. Now we'll tighten our bolts and get those rods back on. Now reassembly is simply a matter of putting this guy back in our kind of white clear clip and this rod back in our pink clip. So I'm going to do what I can and see if I can get that on video, but essentially they just need to go back in the way they came out. So let's do that. Okay, there's one. And there's two. Okay, that is pretty much it, everybody. You just need to reassemble the door the same way you took it apart. It's smooth sailing at this point, so I don't need to show you anything else. If you got this far, you got the fix done. So hey, if this repair helped you, please help me, hit like and subscribe. It really does help make the channel successful. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you have a great rest of the day.